Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We hope you are having a fantastic week. And if you didn't, it's the weekend. So it's time to relax and recharge. And what better way to do that than to spend some time with me and my favorite person, Miss Meghan Hosey. I'm Andrea, Coach Brenner. We are here to talk about all things ambassador application related. So sit back, relax. We'll be right back. And here we go. And we are back. Hi, everybody. If you are joining us, please don't be shy. Hop into those comments, say hi, let us know where you're from. In case you don't know us, I'm Andrea, Coach Brenner. I work for the Teach Better team with the amazing Meghan Hosey, and we are your ambassador program coordinators. I also do some work with our Teach Better Academy too.
Hey, everybody. So excited to be hanging out with you all on a Friday night and super excited to be here with my favorite person. Also super excited to be here to talk about like our favorite thing ever. So pumped. Hopefully you are having a great week. And hopefully if you have any questions about the ambassador program, now's a chance. Throw them in the comments. Hopefully some of our ambassadors are able to pop in and comment as usual.
Definitely. So if you've been around, just following us on Twitter or Facebook, we have been promoting this program called the Ambassador Program. And applications opened up at the beginning of the month, and they will stay open until November 27th. So if you can believe it, it is already November 11th, you guys. We are at that halfway mark. I don't know how that happened already, but we're here. So we wanted to hop on and just remind you, and then kind of take a second to go through the application. Last Friday, I was able to go live with Holly Stewart, who's one of our mentor ambassadors, and we focused more on, why she decided to join the program, why you should, and if you do join, how we'll be guiding you along the way. But Meghan and I will be focusing more on like that application process itself and any specific questions that you have.
Absolutely, and I'm totally going to throw this out there right now. In case you don't know, Jillian is one of our ambassadors, one of our incredible ambassadors. And, she says such an easy process, just be yourself. We've talked about this a couple of times with touching and talking about the application. There's a component of the application where, we ask you for, I think it's a quick, 1 minute video. And it's so true. Just be yourself. That's truly why we incorporated the video aspect of it, is because we really want to get a good feel for you and who you are. And one of the things that you'll hear us say all the time is just how different our ambassadors are. And that's one of our favorite things. We have so many different perspectives and so much different experience that comes into our program. And we literally love that about our ambassadors. So don't feel like you need to hit record, 20 to 30 times. Just give us a one shot and tell us who you are and what you're all about.
Exactly. We know that most of you applying are teachers or other educators, and right, we pride ourselves on being perfect, right? And do and redo. We don't want that, right? So literally, if you mess up, it's okay to be like, well, I messed that up. Let me try again. Because that's what teaching is like, right? no class period ever goes the same, right? Something always happens. If you have, one of your kids walks in the background, you can show them off on the camera. If you've been in the program, you know that my kids frequent coming in. My son is in the other room now with M&Ms at 7:00 at night to keep him quiet so he doesn't come in here. But that's okay. Maybe you want to record when you are at school. Go ahead and do that. And we've had teachers that have done that before where they're like, hey kids, say hi. And they wave to us in the video. So yeah, all that good stuff. All right. Should we dive into like a little bit more about the application? How much do we want to give away? Meghan and I like to give away secrets when we're together. So I don't know how many secrets we're going to give away.
We do. Hopefully,
we don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, you know what? No, we can right now because the application is public. So that's another good thing about the application.
Yeah,
too,
you could open it and close. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to take a look at the application, you can go ahead and open it and you can come back to it now. And I do also want to clarify something about the application too. Andrea mentioned that the application opened on November 1st and it does not close until November 27th. That does not mean that it's going to take you 3 weeks to fill out. It isn't. It'll probably take you maybe 15 minutes. We just like to give you that much time because we know that you are busy and you have a lot of things going on. So we like to just give you the ability to fill it out when you have the time. But also, if you're somebody who wants to prepare for it, open up the application, take a look at it, start thinking about your answers and then go back to it and fill it out when you get the chance. But yeah, I definitely think that we can give away some of what is asked because if you want to know and you maybe haven't had a chance to look at, we can answer those questions for you.
For sure. Well, obviously, to be a Teach Better ambassador, you are somebody who believes in the Teach Better mindset, right? You are constantly trying to do better for yourself and for your students. Like we always say, better today than you were yesterday and better tomorrow than you were today. So the questions on the application really do reflect that. We ask, how do you carry out the Teach Better mindset in your classroom? Maybe that is by using the grid method. Maybe that's by using our Teach Further model. Maybe it's by teaching that growth mindset. Maybe it's by using standards-based grading. All of our ambassadors have different components of the Teach Better philosophy using in their classroom. Not every ambassador uses the grid method at all. Not every ambassador is using standards-based grading. But what they all have in common is that love for learning and that desire to continually be learning and being better for our students.
Absolutely. And it's kind of funny too. I was looking at the application, before we jumped on here, and the application really only has 2, we'll say, questions on it that you're really answering. Hopefully all the other ones are easy to answer because they're all questions.
Your name, your address.
Yeah, hopefully those are easy. But the other question is really, why would you be a good fit as a Teach Better ambassador? And I think that is so important to you, but also so important to us because if you've been in teaching and you've had some experience in districts, that it's really a two-way street. Doesn't just have to be a good fit for one. It has to be a good fit for both. Right. So I think really just we want to know is what would make you a good fit. And like Andrea said, you don't have to be doing all the things in your classroom. You embodying the Teach Better mindset in your classroom and in your life really does not even mean that you have to be doing the grid method. So it doesn't, I should clarify because I keep saying in your classroom, it doesn't even mean you have to be in the classroom. We have educators and from all aspects of the world of education, whether that's in a classroom teaching, maybe that's a leader in an administration role. Maybe that's somebody that is at your central or your district office. Maybe you're not in the classroom and you're somebody who works with educators in a different aspect and a different, piece of that educational world. So again, although we've said in your classroom, you don't have to be in your classroom being a teacher. So, what makes why would you be a good fit as a Teach Better ambassador? It kind of goes along the same lines of, how do you embody that mindset?
Right. Through this comment up here by Jillian, and she's one of those examples. When she first became an ambassador, she was in the classroom. Now she has moved outside of the classroom, but is still supporting teachers in so many other ways. And I think that's what's great about our family. We always say we're family, and we truly are, because we've been with each other and we've seen each other grow and evolve. I don't feel like some of our ambassadors would have been able to take those next steps if it wasn't for our support system. Because we've had some ambassadors who have been like, well, I have an opportunity to go into administration, but I don't think it's right for me. We're like, wait, hold up, let's help you. We've had ambassadors who literally were helping each other out in our private Baxter group, doing, mock interview questions with one another, writing each other letters of recommendation. So yes, being an ambassador, you are obviously being a representative of the Teach Better team, but even more so, you are supporting each other as we continue to all grow and develop in our careers. When Megan and I started this program, we were both living in Chicago, working in the same school. Now I'm still in Chicago. She's in Nashville. I was, working in the classroom and being a mom. Now I'm strictly staying at home and working on Teach Better things right now. So just the two of us, our lives have changed so much since we've started this program. So it's really fun seeing how the ambassadors have been there to support us along the way and how we can be there to support them too.
Absolutely. I think that's so, I was going to say this question for later, but I think we're just going to mix this in. If you were to ask me what my favorite part of the ambassador program is, it is truly the support system and the family that the ambassadors carry out on a daily basis. We always go back to, we kind of really launched this and got started partially during the pandemic. And really during the pandemic. And we always say, so many of our ambassadors will tell you, we don't think that we would have made it through pandemic teaching and all that was without the support of the ambassadors. But I will be very honest, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. Teaching is hard. It is really, really hard right now, no matter what role you're in. And I think that, it just day to day to have that continuous support, it wouldn't be as doable, as manageable. And I wouldn't have the ideas and some of the solutions that I have if it was not for the ambassadors and their daily love and support. So I completely agree with Jillian's comment, could not be more perfect.
And I love that you said the word solution. So if you become a Teach Better ambassador, it's not that you just had the title, right? And then you never get to meet anybody else. You might not meet them in person, but you're going to meet them in many other ways. So we do Zoom Hangouts once a month, where it's literally just like it sounds. We literally just hang out. Who's driving in their car safely, who is, at their kid's baseball game, who is hiding out in their bedrooms. It's the only quiet place. And we just sit there, talk about our life. We'll vent a little bit, but then we get into solutions. Okay, I'm having this problem with this student, or this is, what our school is doing. Who can give me some feedback on it? We also have a Boxer group that is just the largest group chat ever, right? And it'll be silly things like, oh my gosh, it's snowing here today when the winter starts kicking up. Or it'll be things like, okay, I'm having a problem with a colleague. I need your help. What are some suggestions? Again, that's been the STEM board, the brainstorming board for people who've gone on interviews. All right, what are some questions you've been asked before? We also have a private Facebook group where we connect there as well for our Monday challenges. But yeah, once you become an ambassador, it's not like an ambassador for some other companies, which are amazing, but they're a little bit more global, right? They're a bit bigger. We intentionally keep ours smaller. So we have that smaller, intimate feeling. And even though we might not all live in the same state or even the same country, you have that sense that we are all still, together.
Absolutely. And again, just to confirm everything that you're saying, the relationships that are formed are literally lifelong. We are not going anywhere. We joke that that's in the fine print, but you're stuck with us for good. But also to sum off of what you said and add on to it, I think one of the other great things is the exclusive PD that happens monthly. And it is your ambassadors, your lead ambassadors planning PD, but planning PD from what our ambassadors are expressing that they need. Right. So I think that is incredible. The Teach Better team has so many incredible connections, and there are so many incredible facilitators out there, and we are able to provide exclusive free PD to our ambassadors once a month on a variety of topics. I mean, I can't even, just thinking in this last year of what we've covered, it is really PD for everyone, no matter kind of where you fall, like we said, in that world of education.
And that stemmed from literally, can you believe it, Megan? I think it was exactly a year ago, right? And that was when we started the PD. Was one of our ambassadors, Miss Lindsay Titus, she said, you know what? I've been hearing people in the Boxer group talking about, I think we need a little bit of some self-care, tidbits. So it started from there. And we're like, this is amazing. So we've been able to reach out to all of our community and that's connected with the Teach Better team and bring things on self-care. How do you help your ELL learners? How to combat the Sunday scaries, which is coming up for our ambassadors next week. And if you can't make it on Zoom, we record all of them and you have literally lifetime access to it through our academy. So even if you are able to make it, but maybe you're sidetracked, you can go back and like, okay, what did they talk about? And you could rewind and watch it again. It's just, and if you were a new ambassador coming in, you'll have access to all those previous ones as well, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. Again, it's just, I just love those. I love those perks because I think, again, there's so much support and, time spent with people that can not only offer you that support and hopefully solutions, but are also experiencing very similar things within their schools and classrooms and districts.
And it's nice to be with like-minded people. Holly and I talked about this last week. Sometimes in your building, you might not be working with teachers who have that same philosophy as you, and that's okay, right? Everybody's different, but it's so nice to be able to pull on your Teach Better family because we all have those very similar ideals. And we always joke, yes, we have the Teach Better Academy for PD, but it would be amazing to have a Teach Better Academy for students, right? There's enough of us. We have behavior specialists, we have psychologists, we have admin. Because it's just nice to be surrounded by people who are, always looking to better themselves and to how to take maybe a situation that's not ideal and how can we make it better.
Absolutely. I think jumping back to the application, just maybe a couple more things that we wanted to touch on. So we kind of talked about the 2 questions that you have to answer. And then we also mentioned the video that you're going to record in only one take because we want the real genuine you. And it's okay if you screw up or stumble or just need to kind of keep on going, because if Andrea and I were recording anything, especially if we're together, alone we're fine, together we pause, we sat, and it's great. I'm sure you'll see.
I was going to say, you'll get to know, we're doing pretty good today. I feel like we're staying very professional. But yeah, we have been known to do videos where we laugh so hard we start crying. We've done videos where I have food in my teeth. We've done videos where my son's baby monitor is playing music in the background and we're talking away, having no idea. So
it's always a good time. If you saw us at the conference, you probably got like a small glimpse of like maybe what we bring to the table when we're together. But yeah, no, I think we're doing great tonight. So a couple other things in the application. There will be a couple of things that you'll need to upload, and screenshots are absolutely okay. They don't need to be perfect. You can, go back and take a screenshot off your phone and upload them, or on your computer, anything like that. So I believe, and Andrea, jump in if I'm sure I'm missing some. You do need to include just some proof of like some sort of involvement, and it can be a Teach Better Live. It can be, even if you went to like the conference,
picture of you at the conference.
Absolutely. There's like a nice little selfie that you took. What else is there? I think
that you're part of like that you follow the team on social media. Are you a part of our, Teach Better Facebook group? Do you follow on Instagram, Twitter?
And it can be any social media. So, I think you don't have to be like, okay, now I need to go follow the team on Twitter and I need to have this, whatever platform it is that you choose to follow the team on, that platform is fine. So that's really the basis of the application. Truly, it's not meant to take you, like I said, probably about 15 minutes. We just give you the 3 weeks because we know that you are busy. And some of you might want some time to prepare where you can open it, take a look at it, and kind of go back to it when you're ready.
Right. And we didn't want it to be, because like when we first did this, remember, it was literally like that one day. It was in this, but it was the summer. So it was a little bit easier. But you had like 24 hours, not even, to like apply. So now we're like, okay, it's the middle of the school year. We don't want people to not apply because you're in the middle of, basketball season, or you're in the middle of volleyball season. So we're giving you time. You have 3 full weekends to sneak in there if you need that extra time. And if, as you were going through, you run into any roadblocks, you can see our contact information is there on the screen, or you can contact any one of us at our first name at teachbetter.com. Or again, if you're already connected with Ray Heward or anybody else on the team, please reach out to them and they will reach out to us. We are more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Speaking of questions, should we tell them kind of what to expect in terms of once applications close, like a little bit of our general timeline?
Yeah, absolutely. So like we said, applications are going to close on November 27th. And then you will hear one way or the other at the first of the year. So we will send out emails and let you know. Of course, then we'll be celebrating on social media. So you'll have some graphics, and the team will be sharing, our ambassadors will be sharing. And then from there, you'll just get bombarded with emails from Andrea and I. No, just kidding.
They're fun emails.
They are, really, we swear. But truly, it is, you'll get next steps and everything from Andrea and I. I love this too.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
You do have plenty of time to apply, and it's really important to understand that you won't be expected to do everything in Ambassador Land. You'll fit in where you feel comfortable. And I totally agree with that. We understand that you are busy, and that's really why we do hangouts and we do PDs. We try to change up the day for our hangouts and the times, because we know we have time zones. We're all across the map. So we try to, hit some times that really work for everyone and change them up. But it's true, there are going to be months when you're busy and you may not be able to make it, and that is okay. We love for you to be involved. We want to see you as much as possible, but that's truly just because we want to see your face and spend time with you and have you spend time around the ambassadors as a whole. But yeah, we don't have every ambassador at every Zoom all the time. Yeah. We know we're busy. We know that life happens and things happen. You have family, you have work obligations, all those things.
And that's what's so great about the program too. Because we do offer so much, if you can't jump into everything, you don't feel like you're missing anything, right? Like if we only had a couple things, it's like, oh, I missed those only 2 things that were there. You missed the monthly hangout, come to the PD, or hop into the Boxer group. Again, we know that you are, parents and husbands and wives first, and your teachers, and then you're also ambassadors. So we're here to support you in however little or as much as you need. And that might change. We have some ambassadors who are real involved, at certain points of the year, and they kind of trail off depending on what's going on. And that's okay. We're always here to send you a postcard. We still send snail mail, or to send you, a quick message and just to check in with you. And that's something that our lead ambassadors help us with as well. And then you will, as a new ambassador, be paired with a mentor ambassador who will also help to make sure you can stay connected. So Holly and I talked about that last week, and we have another live next week with Meghan and Mark, another one of our mentor ambassadors, and we'll kind of get more into the details about how those mentors will help guide our new ambassadors.
Absolutely. We build in a lot of support and a lot of ways for you to be involved. And it truly is a one-of-a-kind family. Shout out to all of our ambassadors, because
we love you.
We say it time and time again. Andrea and I had no idea what this was going to look like and what it was going to turn into. And our ambassadors have truly made this the absolute greatest thing that it has ever been. And I also will mention, because as I was kind of talking about that, as an ambassador, it's kind of awesome. I know we mentioned this on other lives, but you do get some, I don't know if I want to say inside information, but like inside opinion and inside sharing at times, because, we just started focus groups recently with our ambassadors. And, as a team, whenever we're like, what are the ideas on this? Or is this going well? Or what could we do to improve? We call on our ambassadors, because they're so involved in so many of the different areas, whether that might be mastermind or just in the private Facebook group. or maybe they're a blogger or a podcaster, things like that. They're able to see all the different perspectives. And so we do call on our ambassadors all the time for feedback and suggestions. And so that's a really awesome perk of being an ambassador.
For sure. And so with this next round of ambassadors coming in, we have made quite a few changes, and that was all based on our summer focus group, based on our ambassadors. So it's not like we just get your feedback and be like, oh, okay, great, thanks. Like we take the feedback and we run with it. So the new things that we'll be instituting this round of ambassadors directly comes from the ambassadors that we've been working so closely with. And then that goes for the entire team as well. We had a focus group for the ambassadors who were able to attend Teach Better 22 on things that they enjoyed, things that they think we can improve upon. So you really do have such a strong voice in the inner workings of the team.
Well, I know we've said it a couple times, but if you are hesitant, if you are on the fence, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love to connect and talk to anyone that wants to connect with us. And we also love talking about the ambassador program and our ambassadors.
Or we can connect you with one of our amazing ambassadors too. If you're like, okay, I feel nervous talking to you, or maybe I want to know more of like the inner side workings, we can connect you with one of our lead or mentor, or any of our ambassadors. And chances are you probably already are connected with one of them or many of them on Twitter, or you follow them on Instagram, or maybe you were able to talk with them at the conference. But we can definitely connect you with someone to answer all of your questions and convince you to apply.
And one thing that we hear time and time again from our ambassadors, but also Andrea and I feel this way wholeheartedly, is if you're considering it, if you're on the fence, if you're not really sure, we're going to encourage you to do it, because it will change your life.
It really will.
It has changed our lives in ways that we never could have imagined. And we hear it from our ambassadors often that, as Andrea mentioned, whether it's our ambassadors just finding support and a solution, for something that isn't working, whether it is our ambassadors finding support because they feel like they're on an island where they are working, or whether it's our ambassadors opening the doors to new positions and interviews and things that maybe they didn't feel as confident doing before, or it's just being a part of the best family ever. It has truly, truly changed our lives in ways, and just the people that we've connected with has been amazing. So if you're on the fence, I highly encourage you to do it.
Yeah, and you have literally nothing to lose. We have ambassadors who applied the first time and we just weren't able to take them. And then they applied the second time and we're so happy they're with us. So just give it a try. You never know. And we cannot wait to see those applications coming through. So enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Again, we are here with anything you might need. And we're just so excited for you to be considering to applying to be a Teach Better ambassador.
I feel like we should also add, because I don't know that we've said this, to apply, you can go to teachbetter.com/ambassador. Oh, sorry. If you go to the teachbetter.com website /ambassador, or you just go to the teachbetter.com website, and you can click through it. But fill out that application. It will not take you long.
Not at all. All right. Good night, everybody.